So, hey there, nutrition enthusiasts, or my dear game changers. Welcome to the Game of Nutrition podcast. I'm your host, Khadija, and with us today is Dr. Fatima, and we are about to embark on a wild journey. Are you ready to unpack some serious emotional baggage? Is your emotional baggage making you sick? That's right, we are diving into the surprising link between your feelings and your health in the homeopathy style. But before we get into it, it's not all serious talk. We have a fun game lined up for you all. It's going to be a combined podcast of knowledge as well as games. So grab your snacks, get comfy, and let's turn this episode into an adventure. So before we get into this, Dr. Fatima, would you like to introduce yourself and how you got into this field?
Hello, hi Khatija. I'm Dr. Fatima Khamusi, a homeopath, and I'm from HHF Nagpur. And basically, my journey in this medical field is not so interesting, but I would love to share it with you. When I thought of going into this medical stream, so my basic motto was to pursue MBBS. Basically, I wanted to pursue MBBS, but due to some circumstances, I did not get that field. So I had two options, either of dentist or a homeopath. So I choose to be a homeopath, and now what I feel, it's a blessing that I have pursued homeopathy, because after understanding what is homeopathy and how it approaches to the patient, to the people, it's like it's blessing for me to treat patient physically, emotionally and mentally. So yeah, this is my journey up till now, and I feel I'm blessed that I am practicing homeopathy.
Wow, that's so inspiring. But when you talk about homeopathy, I love how the world of holistic health has so many different approaches to healing. So,
Yeah.
homeopathy, I think, fits right into it. We'll definitely dig into how it works and what our listeners can learn from your experience. But first, do you have a go-to remedy that you swear by for everyday wellness?
Um, yeah, but basically, I feel um, everyday wellness health is something not just physical. You know, people feel that I am healthy because I'm physically fit. This is not health. Health is something when you're healthy emotionally, mentally, plus physically. So I will discuss it further ki how physically fit is not being healthy. You have to be fit and healthy from your mind also. So
Yeah,
we'll discuss it
totally.
later. In our
Yeah.
further proceeding, it will come to it.
Yeah. So I've personally been fascinated how tiny doses of natural substances can trigger healing. So that's a gentle yet a powerful approach. Can't wait to hear more about it. But this is the moment for which the audience has been waiting for. So it's time for the big, highly anticipated question. What's the most rewarding part of being a guest on Game of Nutrition? So, I mean, come on, it's all the fame and fortune that automatically comes with being on the podcast of the nutrition world. Or it's the magical appearance of personalized diet plans coming right into your WhatsApp. But seriously, did we just step into the biggest podcast in the nutrition universe, or are we just casually discussing the benefits of walnuts in our living rooms? So, what do you guys think? Are we hitting the big leagues or keeping it real at home? So, I think let's get into the game right before we get into the discussion. So, the game today that we have is emotional check in, yes or no. So, the audience has to just put in yes or no in the chat box, and the questions will be appearing on the screen. And our guest will put in her insights and her expert advice for the coming questions. So, I think let's begin. The audience can put in some thumbs ups in the chat so that we know you all are active. Okay, let's get into the first question. So, have you ever felt physically ill after a stressful day at work? Yes or no? So there's a lag when it comes on YouTube Live. So when we are asking the questions, the time it reaches them, it will take a little moment for them to answer and for us to get the live answers. What's your take on this? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. What's your take on? Have you felt physically ill after a stressful day at work?
Definitely. Like after stressful day at work and physically ill is a there is a deep connection between it. अगर आपका day is stressful, like when you're
Mhm.
mentally healthy you're physically healthy. This is the true fact. अगर आप कितना भी physically काम कर लो, but अगर आप mentally मतलब tired हो गए हो without doing any physical activity, it means you are tired. So
Yeah.
definitely if your stressful day है तो आप physically ill हो definitely.
Yeah.
For me it's
And
yes.
that dives into, headaches and fatigue overall.
Definitely, definitely.
Chalo, let's move on. We are getting comments from the audience as well. Almost all of them are answering yes. So, do you experience muscle tension in your neck or shoulders when you are feeling anxious?
This is very like anxiety is related to tension. Definitely muscles tension in your neck. But if you're enough capable enough to deal with that anxiety, I don't think you will experience that muscle tension in your neck. But if your personality is anxious, then definitely.
Mhm. Yeah,
If like you are
and
a hyper personality, no, कि हर छोटे छोटे काम में अरे एंजाइटी हो रही है, खाना बनाना एंजाइटी हो रही है, कहीं जाना है एंजाइटी हो रही है, एग्जाम प्रेशर एंजाइटी, so definitely that you will experience that for sure.
yeah, and practicing relaxation techniques is very important when it comes to people with this kind of inbuilt, stress. Okay. Third question. Have you ever had a difficulty concentrating because of emotional distress?
This
I think that
is
happens right before exams for the
this often
youngsters, or
right before
yeah,
exams, right before if someone is in a corporate office and the boss has given you that pressure, कल की कल ये हो जाना चाहिए, email us right now, तो yes difficulty. क्या करना है exactly, I cannot concentrate, so yes of course.
yeah. So emotional distress can cloud our minds and hinder our focus, making it difficult to, clear our head and focus at what is important
What
at
is
that
important,
point.
right?
Yeah. So next question, do you find yourself eating more or less when you're feeling overwhelmed?
This is what happens with me always. I can say that when I'm overwhelmed, when I'm in stress, I eat more, especially
Same
like
here.
sugary, sugary things, chocolates, cakes. Chalo, ane do. Like so much of overwhelming. Yes, definitely.
But our audience here says no, because I
No,
think our audience is well educated at this point to give the right answers.
they
But
are well educated. Plus, they know how to deal with it. Maybe.
yeah, yeah. Okay, the fifth question. Have you noticed your sleep getting disrupted during emotionally challenging times?
Yes. This is actually this is a point of concern also. I must say that this is a point
Hmm.
of concern also. You need many a times you need a treatment also for this, because
Yeah.
disturbing a sleeping cycle, if your sleep cycle gets disturbed, lot of things get disturbed physically and mentally.
Do you have some hack? There is a person in the chat who's telling I can't sleep before exams.
Oh yes, definitely. You should consult me for that. But right now, basic. I must say it is because of anxiety. There are a lot of
Mhm.
issues. It could be why you are anxious and why you cannot sleep. This is because of anticipation. Like, it is normal thing before exams. It happens, but if it is major thing, then definitely you should consult. You need a consultation.
Okay. Okay, let's move ahead to the sixth question. Do you often feel tired after a full night's sleep? Sleeping 8 hours, still tired.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Like sound sleep, it means that if you're sleeping the whole night with a sound sleep, what do and what sound sleep means, like no thoughts, no carrying any
Mhm.
grudges, no any baggages, then also you're feeling tired, then it's a point of concern, definitely. But yes, if often अगर आप ये ऐसे feel कर रहे हो, तो then it's a point of concern, you should consult it, because this is not a
I
natural
think,
thing.
yeah, and this is not very common, but emotional exhaustion can affect our energy levels and our, sleep and our regular pattern of the day. So, oversleeping is tiring. Okay, we have lost our guest here. One moment. Yeah, I think you're back. Maybe just couldn't see you for a moment. So we were at question number seven.
I cannot hear you, Khadija.
Uh, can the audience just let us know if we are both audible?
Uh, cannot hear
Because I
you.
can hear you. I can hear you.
Hello.
Both are audible, the audience says. Just, I
I
think,
cannot hear you.
disconnect and join again. 1 second. Am I audible now?
Hello. I cannot hear you.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, audible now?
Yeah, it's audible now.
Okay, cool. So we were at question seven. Have you experienced digestive issues like bloating or cramps when stressed?
Let's see first what audience give answer to this.
Yes, I'm waiting.
Because there is a direct connection of your brain with your gut.
Audience is telling no, depends on
No.
the timing.
many a times.
Mostly they're telling no. So
Okay, but there is a I must say there is a direct connection of your brain with your gut. You must be knowing it much better. We called it gut and brain axis. So yes, anxiety, stressed, it happens that you are experiencing bloating and cramps, constipation.
basically, your hormones and enzymes mess up the whole system overall, and that causes all the problems with your digestive health because your hormones go to those regions in which there are stressing factors, and instead your blood is pushed to those regions. So when the blood is not around your stomach or in your digestive region, it causes discomfort or digestive issues. There are some people telling maybe no because we are quite young right now. So let's see. Okay, question 8. Do we often feel a sense of heaviness in your chest when you're upset?
Many a times it depends that the reason behind why you are upset.
So true. The audience says yes. No, not yet. We have mixed responses here. But I think yes can indicate that emotional pain is often felt physically. It's important to acknowledge that and express these feelings instead of, gulping them down. And that's how the pain in your it turns into physical pain.
Yes.
Okay. Question 9. Have you found it hard to express your emotions openly? I think we'll wait for the audience only for this. Audience says बहुत.
बहुत. आज के टाइम में इट्स लाइक कि सुनने वाला कोई नहीं है. What we
So true.
want, we want to express, but there is no one to listen. Everyone wants to say हमारी सुनो. There is no
Mhm.
one to listen.
But
So yes.
many people are shy. That's what the audience says many times, but they are
Yeah,
shy at the same time.
reserved, and many a times there are many reasons why they don't want to open up. There is because of fear, anxiety, embarrassment. There are a lot of reasons, but also this is true that in today's world no one has time to listen what you're going
Yeah,
through.
yeah. I think that's where you got to take time off, sit with a near and dear one, talk to them,
Yes,
tell
yes.
about your feelings, listen to them. That's important. Okay, last question for the game today. Do you believe that your emotional health directly affects your physical health? I think this is like a conclusion question for all the questions that we have had till now, but it depends, the audience says. At the same time, I think a strong yes here confirms that they recognize the powerful link between emotional and health, and awareness is the first step towards healing. So I think we'll close the game here. Thank you for participating in the emotional check-in yes or no game. I hope these questions have prompted you to reflect on your own emotional health and its impact on your physical well-being. Remember, being aware of how you feel and taking proactive steps can lead to a healthier, more balanced life. So let's dive into the main discussion. So, in your experience, what are some unexpected ways emotions can trigger or worsen physical ailments? We have had our audience tell yes for most of these kind of questions, but what's your take on that?
See, the thing is that nowadays लोगों को ये लगता है कि they don't believe that physical health का connection is directly with your emotional health. ठीक है, आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू थ्रू एन एग्जाम्पल. इफ यू आर एंशियस, इफ योर एंजाइटी, ठीक है, आप अगर मेंटली स्ट्रेस्ड हो, आप मेंटली एंशियस हो, दैट इट हैड डायरेक्ट इफेक्ट ऑन योर गट. ठीक है, यू विल सफर फ्रॉम digestive issues like bloating, IBS, intestine bowel syndrome, direct, because brain का direct connection होता है with your gut, which we call gut and brain axis. On the other hand, there are many a times people suppress their emotions, like grief, they suppress it,
Yeah.
fear, they suppress it, and losing a loved ones, many a times अगर आप किसी अपने बहुत करीबी लोग को, किसी लव्ड वंस को खो देते हो, तो वो चीज आपके अंदर दब जाती है, यू नो, बाय द टाइम यू सप्रेस इट कि चलो ठीक है, हो गया, बट आपकी बॉडी उसको स्टोर नहीं रखती है. फिजिकल एलिमेंट्स के थ्रू वो आपकी बॉडी पे रिफ्लेक्ट करेगी ही, सरफेस लेवल पे वो आएगी ही. तो डेफिनेटली कि इमोशनल फैक्टर विल ट्रिगर योर फिजिकल एलिमेंट्स. But with the help of homeopathy, what we do is we consider your physical health as well as your emotional and mental health, and we give that approach to you कि आप मेंटली फिजिकली, मतलब इतना ज़्यादा आपको हीलिंग पावर इंक्रीज हो जाता है कि आपकी बॉडी का जो नेचुरल मैकेनिज्म हो वो एक्टिवेट हो जाता है, एंड योर बॉडी स्टार्ट हीलिंग विद इन योर सेल्फ.
So how do you do that? How does it differ from the other medical systems in addressing the emotional root cause of the disease?
Homeopathy, the main thing is in homeopathy is that we treat men in disease, not disease in men. होम्योपैथी का एजेंडा ही ये है. होम्योपैथी इज पर्सन सेंट्रिक पैथी, इट्स नॉट डिजीज सेंट्रिक पैथी. जब एक पर्सन डिजीज लेके आता है हमारे पास, तो हमें मतलब उस इंसान से होता है, उस पर्सन से होता है, ना कि उनकी डिजीज से. इन अदर सिस्टम दे फोकस ऑन योर फिजिकल सिम्टम्स. लाइक फॉर एन एग्जाम्पल, अगर कोई चार लोग हैं जिसके पास एज ग्रुप हम डिवाइड कर लेते हैं. एक
Mhm.
बच्चा है, एक नॉर्मल टीनेज गर्ल है, लेडी है, एंड अ मैन है. ठीक है, चारों को
Mhm.
हेडेक का प्रॉब्लम है. बच्चे को प्रॉब्लम है हेडेक का बिकॉज ऑफ प्रेशर बाय पेरेंट्स कि आपको फर्स्ट आना है, कॉम्पिटेटिव प्रेशर.
Mhm.
फीमेल को प्रेशर है बाय पेरेंट्स की शादी करनी है, टीनेज प्रेशर्स जो फीमेल्स हैंडल करती है. लेडी को प्रेशर है इन लॉज का, आफ्टर मैरिज इन लॉज का प्रेशर. मेन को प्रेशर है वर्कलोड, फाइनेंशियल प्रेशर. तो दे ऑल आर सफरिंग फ्रॉम द हेडेक, बट उनको एक, द रूट कॉज इज डिफरेंट, राइट? रूट कॉज इज डिफरेंट, तो वी कैन नॉट गिव वन सिंगल मेडिसिन फॉर दैट हेडेक. सो यहाँ पे होम्योपैथी डिफर करती है फ्रॉम अदर सिस्टम. अगर आप अदर सिस्टम के पास जाते हो फॉर एन हेडेक, दे विल गिव यू अ पेन किलर. But in homeopathy, we do not give a particular remedy because we believe in individualization. Homeopathy believes in individualization, that every individual is different and every individual is unique. सबका इमोशन अलग होता है और इमोशन हैंडल करने का तरीका भी अलग होता है. तो डिजीज मतलब उसकी रेमेडी एक नहीं हो सकती. सो दिस इज द अप्रोच ऑफ होम्योपैथी, दैट वी सी पर्सन एज अ होल. वी डू नॉट ट्रीट अ डिजीज, वी सी पर्सन एज अ होल, एंड उनके फिजिकल सिम्टम्स के साथ साथ मेंटल एंड इमोशनल स्टेट को लेके वी प्रिस्क्राइब मेडिसिन.
So all the medicines that are made for a person are individualized. So
यस,
based on their history, their physical symptoms, or their mental state, each person gets their own,
यस,
medicine mix.
unique medicine,
Okay.
because every person, we believe that every person is unique, every person is different. अगर आपको हेडेक है, मुझे हेडेक है, तो दोनों का कॉज अलग हो सकता है. तो उनको एक मेडिसिन कैसे दे सकते? इन अदर सिस्टम ऑफ मेडिसिन यू गिव मेडिसिन एंड यू सप्रेस दैट द कॉज, बट हियर वी treat the root cause of the disease. This is the difference between homeopathy and other system of medicine.
Nowadays, I think most of the systems are getting into that framework of treating the mind first. Like when it comes to dietetics, we do the diet counseling first, reasoning behind why this can happen. Sometimes it's just mentally there, but if there is a person who tells you that, oh, it's just because of this, so mentally you automatically get healed when there's no reason behind why that is happening. So when it comes to modern life, wherein women and men are totally both are dependent on finances, they have stressors as well as finance as well as family related stressors. Modern life requires us to use technology, social media, fast paced living is the new way of living, and its emotional impact on our health is also there. So, how does homeopathy address these new age related stressors?
See, today in this modern world where we cannot avoid social media, that is next to impossible. सोशल मीडिया से दूर रहना, इंस्टाग्राम, यूट्यूब, व्हाट्सएप से दूर रहना इज नेक्स्ट टू इम्पॉसिबल. वी कैन नॉट डू दैट. डेफिनेटली सोशल मीडिया ने हमारे लाइफ में बहुत चेंजेस किए. ऑन द वन हैंड दे हैव ब्रॉट कन्वीनियंस, कनेक्शन, इंटरेक्शन. बट ऑन द अदर हैंड सोशल मीडिया के थ्रू बहुत सारे स्ट्रेसेस हमारी लाइफ में इंट्रोड्यूस हो गए. यू नो, कंटिन्यूसली चेकिंग दैट ईमेल, नोटिफिकेशन आया या नहीं आया, या मैंने कुछ अपलोड किया तो वो किसी ने देखा या नहीं देखा. इवन देर इज अ लॉट ऑफ कंपेरिजन नाउ. यू नो, लाइक शी इज गोइंग ऑन वेकेशन, व्हाई एम आई नॉट, अरे शी इज हैविंग सो सच अ ब्यूटीफुल हाउस, मेरे पास क्यों नहीं है. तो दिस लीड्स टू कंपैरिजन, लाइक कंपैरिजन बिटवीन दैट पर्सन एंड आवर सेल्फ. वी फील लो, हम अपने आप को कम समझते हैं. यहाँ पे हमारा सेल्फ स्टीम लो हो जाता है. यहाँ पे हमारा हमें कॉन्फिडेंस की कमी हो जाती है कि अरे यार हम क्यों नहीं. तो दिस
Abhi,
स्ट्रेसेस है.
I am also looking at people, how many people are alive, and then that causes all the things that you're talking about.
तो दैट थिंग इज, ये बहुत स्ट्रेसेस हमारे लाइफ में आ गए हैं. एंड दीज नॉट ओनली अफेक्टिंग मेंटली, यहाँ पे आपको एंजाइटी, पैनिक्स, डिप्रेशन, ये चीजें तो है, बट इट्स ऑल्सो अफेक्टिंग फिजिकली. बिकॉज स्लीप पैटर्न डिस्टर्ब हो जा रहा है, उसके थ्रू इम्यूनिटी वीक हो जा रही है, डाइजेस्टिव इश्यूज आ रहे हैं, हेडेक्स, माइग्रेन के प्रॉब्लम आ रहे हैं. तो ये फिजिकली प्लस मेंटली दोनों को अफेक्ट कर रहा है. बट इन होम्योपैथी, एज आई सेड, दैट इंडिविजुअलाइजेशन, ठीक है. अगर एक पर्सन आ रहा है हमारे पास बिकॉज ऑफ स्ट्रेसफुल लाइफ, सोशल मीडिया हैंडल करके एनजाइटी हो रही है. हो सकता है एक पर्सन को सोशल मीडिया यूज करके उसमें स्ट्रेसेस के थ्रू एनजाइटी हो रही है, तो उसका लाइन ऑफ ट्रीटमेंट अलग रहेगा. एक पर्सन को हो सकता है उसके थ्रू स्लीपलेसनेस हो रहा है, तो उसका लाइन ऑफ ट्रीटमेंट अलग होगा. बिकॉज दोनों का कॉज अलग है, दोनों का रूट कॉज अलग है, दोनों का ट्रीटमेंट अलग होगा. तो देर इज नॉट अ पर्टिकुलर मेडिसिन दैट इन होम्योपैथी दैट यू नो कि आपको अच्छा एंजाइटी हो रही है बिकॉज ऑफ सोशल मीडिया, तो यू टेक दिस मेडिसिन. इट्स नॉट दैट. बिकॉज अप्रोच ऐसा होता है कि यू नो फिजिकल सिम्टम्स के साथ साथ आपका इमोशनल स्टेट, आपका मेंटल स्टेट, प्लस उस सिचुएशन में आप किस तरीके से रिएक्ट करते हो, उस चीज को लेके वी प्रिस्क्राइब अ मेडिसिन. And apart from medicine, I feel there should be some lifestyle changes to, you know, to make it more effective. Like, you know, you can make a fixed time कि ये particular time है, उसी time पे we have to use mobile. Stay away from it, especially while you're sleeping. Then you can do digital detox, like month में एक बार या हफ्ते में एक बार अपने आप को social media से दूर रखो. That will make you more grounded and connect yourself. ठीक है. Then practice meditation. You can use do that and be माइंडफुल. यू नो, हर चीज का पोस्ट का कुछ मीनिंग हो जरूरी नहीं है, हर चीज शेयर करो वो भी जरूरी नहीं है. जो भी आप कमेंट कर रहे हो, शेयर कर रहे हो, बी माइंडफुल ऑन दैट. सो होम्योपैथी डील्स विद दिस. आप होम्योपैथी के थ्रू एक ये स्ट्रेसेस को अवॉइड कर सकते हो. बिकॉज ये जो ट्रिगर पॉइंट्स है, कहीं ना कहीं अगर बार बार ये ट्रिगर आपको बार बार ट्रिगर करता है आपके इश्यूज को, क्रॉनिक इश्यूज को, तो होम्योपैथी ब्रेक दैट पैटर्न. बिकॉज होम्योपैथी वर्क्स ऑन योर सबकॉन्शियस लेवल, तो डेफिनेटली इट ब्रेक योर पैटर्न. एंड विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस awareness and plus discipline, you can manage it effectively.
Yeah, so when it comes to all the emotional healing that comes with homeopathy, as well as developing the mental resilience and building emotional immunity at this point. So emotional healing has a significant impact on our mental resilience, and addressing these mental emotional issues, patients often develop a healthier coping mechanism and greater self awareness, and that leads to improved emotional immunity. And emotional immunity quotient is important for all the other factors that come with it. So, is there a particular homeopathic remedy or approach that stands out to you in treating patients suffering from emotional burnout or compassion fatigue at this point? That's a new term that's famous right now.
See, as I have told you earlier, that homeopathy डील्स विथ इंडिविजुअलाइजेशन. ओके, एक पर्टिकुलर मेडिसिन तो कोई भी चीज का नहीं होता, बट द थिंग इज कि होम्योपैथी नॉट ओनली डील्स विथ योर इमोशनल ट्रॉमा और पास्ट एक्सपीरियंसेस, ग्रीफ एक्सपीरियंसेस, but it also strengthens you to deal with that mental resilience. What is resilience? Like, you have to bounce back from that stress, you have to bounce back from that hardship. ठीक है, तो होम्योपैथी इट वर्क्स ऑन योर सब कॉन्शियस लेवल, एंड डेफिनेटली वो आपके इम्यूनिटी को, इमोशनल इम्यूनिटी को बिल्ड करती है. लाइक फिजिकल इम्यूनिटी इज व्हाट टू फाइट फ्रॉम इन्फेक्शंस,
Yeah.
होम्योपैथी ऑल्सो बिल्ड योर इमोशनल इम्यूनिटी, सो दैट अगर वो स्ट्रेसेस, वो ट्रिगर पॉइंट्स आपको बार बार आ रहे हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल कि एक पेशेंट को माइग्रेन का प्रॉब्लम है, ठीक है, बट ऑन द सर्फेस लेवल यू आर ट्रीटिंग दैट पेशेंट, बट यू आर नॉट ट्रीटिंग द रूट कॉज. That root cause will be triggered again and again, again and again. So that migraine will never end, because अगर आप surface level पे ठीक कर रहे हो, तो that is not a complete healing. Complete healing is when you treat the person on the mental level, emotional level, when you treat the root cause of that person. तो अगर आप बार बार उस ट्रिगर पॉइंट को अगर आप हील नहीं कर रहे हो, तो दैट इज नॉट ए हीलिंग. सो होम्योपैथी से आपका इमोशनल इम्यूनिटी भी बिल्ड होता है, प्लस आपको एक स्ट्रेंथ मिल जाती है टू डील विद दैट मेंटल रेजिलियंस, कि अगर वो चीज वापस से आ रही है तो आई कैन कोप विद दैट सिचुएशन. वो एक ऑटोमेटिकली हमारी इमोशनल इम्यूनिटी डेवलप हो जाती है.
So, in this case, is there some particular ingredient that is added into the medicine just for emotional well-being or that kind of a thing?
नो, एक्चुअली द होम्योपैथिक मेडिसिन एक पोटेंटाइजेशन फॉर्म में होती है, एक एनर्जी लेवल में, बिकॉज वी बिलीव दैट वट एवर thing you are suppressing, whatever emotions you are suppressing, it is in the form of energy, and that energy blockage, homeopathic medicines also work on that energy, because it is an energy level, it is an energy, medicines is an energy. So it works on your emotional blockage, and it helps to deal with that emotional blockage, so that you can remove your emotions, you can, आप अपने इमोशंस को बर्स्ट आउट कर सके. सो इट्स नॉट दैट कि वो इतना डाइल्यूट फॉर्म में होता है दैट मेडिसिन, दैट इट डजंट अफेक्ट योर फिजिकल स्टेट, बट इट अफेक्ट्स योर इमोशनल एंड मेंटल स्टेट.
Okay, that's interesting. I had no idea about the energy and link between homeopathy there. But for someone unfamiliar with homeopathy, would you explain the link between treating emotions and long-term physical health, especially when most of the systems that we have here treat only physical ailments or directly painkiller for a pain in a particular region. So if someone does not know about homeopathy, they come to you, and what's your approach? How do you begin your counseling, or how does that go?
सी, फर्स्ट आई वुड टेल दैट होम्योपैथी वर्क्स ऑन माइंड, सोल एंड ब्रेन एक्सेस. ठीक है, आपके मेंटल, इमोशनल एंड फिजिकल लेवल पे वर्क करती है. ठीक है, नाउ द पर्सन, इफ समवन इज अनफैमिलियर विथ होम्योपैथी, सो हाउ टू डील विद दैट. मतलब इट इज अ लाइक, अगर आप इफ यू आर नॉट अवेयर ऑफ होम्योपैथी, you know, then I have to show you the results, because unless and until I will not show you the results, you will not सी द लिंक बिटवीन फिजिकल. अगर मैं आपको बोलूंगी कि नहीं आपको ऐसा हो रहा है, तो मुझे आपसे हिस्ट्री लेनी पड़ेगी, बिकॉज अगर फॉर एन एग्जाम्पल आपको माइग्रेन का प्रॉब्लम है या एक्जिमा है, तो डेफिनेटली आप कोई स्ट्रेसफुल इवेंट से जा रहे हो, तो आई नीड टू नो दैट. तो यू विल बी लाइक वाई. मैं अगर कोई डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट के पास या किसी अदर सिस्टम के पास जाती हूँ, दे विल गिव मी दैट एंटी इन्फ्लेमेटरी मेडिसिन, आई विल टेक दैट एंड आई विल गेट रिलीफ. तो I cannot show anything to that person unless and until if I'll show the result कि देखो this is the connection, and you have to tell me the history कि भाई ये क्यों हुआ, कब start हुआ, इसका क्या link है. Unless and until I show the results, I cannot explain the link between the physical and emotional aspect. But definitely I will say कि physical health and mental health are interconnected, directly proportional to each other. If you're mentally you are disturbed, then definitely you will be physically disturbed.
So, what's your there's a comment from a viewer. It is he says that meditation is truly helpful. So,
Yes,
is it
yes, definitely. Meditation is truly helpful, but it depends on the situation what you're going through. ठीक है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल कि अगर आपको नीज में पेन है, ठीक है, आपको सीवियर रूमेटॉइड अर्थराइटिस है, यू आर सफरिंग फ्रॉम जॉइंट पेन, एंड इफ यू से कि यार मैं मेडिटेशन कर लेता हूँ, ठीक हो जाता है, बट मे बी टाइम बीइंग, बट व्हाट इज द रूट कॉज, यू नीड टू फाइंड आउट ना कि व्हाट कब स्टार्ट हुआ था, कैसे स्टार्ट हुआ था, क्यों स्टार्ट हुआ था, एंड व्हाट डू यू फील व्हेन यू फील द पेन, व्हाट डू यू एग्जैक्टली फील. So these are the things that need to be considerate. So meditation, I feel meditation in many a times आपको relief देता है, but the circumstances, अगर the circumstances are in favor of your meditation, then definitely you will get the results. But if they are not, then you need to consult.
I think meditation comes with more on the part if it's a physical ailment. Uh, meditation is more about the mental
Mental
aspect of
state,
it.
yeah,
So
mentally.
if it's a
You're
physical
mentally
problem and you're
disturbed.
dealing it with only meditation, that's not the key. And I want to open the forum for the questions from the audience as well. Uh, you can see the chat, right?
No, I cannot see.
Okay.
No, I cannot see.
Let's wait for 2 more minutes if there are any questions. Is homeopathy, does homeopathy have an aspect of the placebo effect?
Sorry.
So there's a question that says, does homeopathy have an effect on the placebo effect?
Yes, I would say yes. If you don't know how placebo works, so definitely, because placebo is something that it's also a medicine. Many times people think that placebo is like कि आप बस एक मीठी गोली दे देते हो, उसका कुछ काम नहीं होता. ऐसे बहुत लोग बोलते हैं. But no, placebo has its medicinal effect also. Many a times, I will explain you with an example. I had a case. मेरे पास एक केस था. That person feels anxiety while traveling. Traveling sickness, we call it motion sickness. So it's all about
Mm-hmm.
mind. No, the person was with me and he was like कि यार बहुत motion sickness हो रहा है, क्या करे, कुछ तो भी दे दे तू. तो आई गेव प्लेसिबो बिकॉज इट हैज इट्स मेडिसिनल इफेक्ट. आई गेव प्लेसिबो कि ठीक है ये मेडिसिन लो, यू विल फील गुड. एंड ही took that placebo and he was like, हाँ यार कुछ नहीं हुआ, it was a very nice journey, thank you so much. So it's all in your mind. So no, I would say the homeopathy also sometimes it's because it's emotionally and mentally aspects homeopathy consider it. So psychology होती है ना people की कि नहीं यार medicine ले लिया ना तो अब चलो ठीक है, डॉक्टर से मेडिसिन मिल गई अब तो ठीक है. तो प्लेसिबो का ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने प्लेसिबो दे दिया तो वो काम नहीं करेगी. प्लेसिबो हैज अमेजिंग इफेक्ट, मेडिसिनल इफेक्ट, मतलब मेडिसिन से भी ज्यादा इफेक्ट प्लेसिबो में होता है. इट वर्क्स अमेजिंग.
I think that boils down to all the other holistic or lifestyle approaches or all the doctors because many a times it's just that ये मेरा फेवरेट डॉक्टर या मेरी फेवरेट डॉक्टर है and इसने ऐसा बोला तो ये ऐसे ही होगा. You don't want to listen to anyone else. So that's
मेनी
how
टाइम्स पेशेंट गेट चार्म्ड. मैं
yeah.
उसी के पास जाऊंगा, मैं उसी कुछ भी हो जाए, अरे 102 बुखार है, चल किसी और के पास, नहीं नहीं मैं उसी के पास जाऊंगा. So that is
Uh,
charmed by doctor. Yeah, that happens.
yeah. So we have another question which says, how much time does homeopathy take to initiate the proper emotional balance, as in compared to allopathy?
See, if the selection of medicine is perfect according to the simillimum, because the homeopathy का selection होता है according to your symptoms, medicinal symptoms and physical symptoms, your the disease symptoms अगर match हो जाता है तो within one dose you get the results within one dose, because it has an amazing effect, it has an magical effects, within one dose आपको effect मिल जाएगा, आपका emotional baggage कम हो जाएगा. There are I have a patient, female patient, suffering from a rashes, eczema rashes. उसके full body पे rashes थे, हाथ पे, पैर पे, itching and all. So that patient, when I started the counseling, तो it was like कि physically जब treat कर रही थी तो I didn't get any results. But then I explored her कि भाई क्या हुआ, कब से हुआ. तो इट स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम आफ्टर जस्ट मैरिज. शादी हुई, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज आई, बट चाहिए नहीं थी, थोड़ा हस्बैंड के साथ था प्रॉब्लम, सारे बैगेज लेके चल रही थी. जस्ट कैन नॉट डिस्क्लोज इज वाई, बिकॉज घर का माहौल खराब हो जाएगा, तो सप्रेशन चालू था. तो जितना ज्यादा कवर कर रही थी रैशेस को, उतने ज्यादा रैशेस बाहर आ रहे थे. जितना ज्यादा इमोशन को कवर कर रही थी, रैशेस बाहर आ रहे थे. But after taking the concept of it, after taking her emotional state, physical state, mental state, prescribed the medicine, and within one dose, two dose, she was feeling better. When you feel emotionally better, तो फिजिकल सिम्टम्स का कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, वो ऑटोमेटिकली चले जाते हैं. जब तक आप यहाँ से हील नहीं होते हो तो आप फिजिकली हील नहीं होते हो.
So yeah. And they are also asking how long should we take a homeopathic medication?
It depends on your disease, how long it is. Like अगर नागपुर से बॉम्बे जाने को 1 घंटा लग रहा है बाय फ्लाइट, तो आने
Mhm.
में भी 1 घंटा लगेगा. मैनी टाइम्स पेशेंट इज लाइक इंस्टेंट चाहिए, मैडम आप बस दे दो, खत्म, कल हो जाए, 2 मिनट्स, ये 2 मिनट्स मैगी नहीं है, इंस्टेंट कॉफी. नो, इट विल टेक टाइम. बट इट डिपेंड्स कि आपका डिजीज कितना ज्यादा ग्रीफ है, कितना डीप है. अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट इट विल टेक टाइम. अगर ज्यादा डीप नहीं है, ज्यादा ग्रीफ नहीं है, तो विद इन 1 month 2 months इट विल गेट हील.
Coming back to our disease, the example that you gave, there's a comment that says, I've observed that many skin diseases are related to mental health for the most part.
Sorry.
Many skin diseases are related to mental health, like how you just explained that that person had eczema, but it was more related to the mental state.
Yes, definitely. The eczema is something, the skin disease is something which is related to anxiety, which is related to stress, which is related. There is a term which we use in homeopathy, that is psychodynamic. हर एक बीमारी का साइकोडायनामिक होता है. अगर आपको स्किन पे बीमारी आ रही है, तो स्किन इज समथिंग वी वांट टू एक्सपोज टू द people. Skin is the part we want to expose. So when there is a something which is not good to us, when we feel like self esteem low ho raha hai, ya self confidence low ho raha hai, many a times there is a, history of separation from your loved ones. So anxiety, stress, these are the condition which will lead to skin diseases, eczema, psoriasis, urticaria, rashes, definitely.
Okay. There are two more questions. I think we'll take these two as the last two questions. Uh, Audience, if you want to ask more questions, you'll put it on the WhatsApp group, and Dr. Fatima can answer it there. We are running short of time, but what's the difference between allopathy and homeopathy?
See, I have already told this answer. Homeopathy and allopathy, see, I'm not opposing allopathy here, but I think the allopaths, they suppress your diseases. ठीक है. For headache, for migraine, for depression, for panic attacks, for anything, digestive issues, skin issues, they suppress it, because they don't want to know your root cause. आप एक एलोपैथ के पास जा रहे हो, and you're going to any system, for skin, suppose for skin issues, so they'll be like, okay, skin issue हो रहा है, redness हो रही है, itching हो रही है, ठीक है, एंटी इन्फ्लेमेटरी medications, vitamins, okay, यू आर सॉर्टेड. आप जा रहे हो, you ले रहे हो, you will be suppressing your disease and you will feel, oh अच्छा चलो चला गया. But difference is कि I have already said that we don't treat disease in a man, we treat man in disease. ठीक है, हमको उस इंसान से लेना देना है कि भाई आपको ये हो रहा है तो क्यों हो रहा है, व्हाट इज द रूट कॉज. क्यों, मतलब ऐसा क्या स्ट्रेस रहा लाइफ में कि आपको स्किन रैशेस आ गए, आपको डाइजेस्टिव इश्यूज, आपको इतने क्रॉनिक इश्यूज आ गए, तो ऐसा क्या स्ट्रेस रहा. विल गो मोर डिटेल इनटू दैट, यू नो, आपका इमोशनल मेंटल स्टेट समझेंगे. बिकॉज रूट कॉज ट्रीट कर दिया तो ऑटोमेटिकली द इफेक्ट ट्रीट हो गया. But allopaths treat your effect, they don't treat your cause, but we treat the cause.
Okay, so there's a last question, and I would like to add to that question. So the question is, people think homeopathy is a slow progress. So when it comes to allopathy, when there is a critical stage that you have to, reverse it, or you have to have that pill to, suppress that emotion, or when it comes to anesthesia or many other things which uh, you need an instant reaction. And when the person says that homeopathy is a slow progress, so I think there has to be a balance between allopathy and homeopathy. Both have their own important parts to play. So
Yes.
some treat diseases in a different way, some treat in a different way, but allopathy comes with an expert who helps with the mental health and coaching and those kind of things. So what do you say about the homeopathy is a slow progress, that point of view?
See, as you say, as you said already, every pathy has its own limitations. ठीक है, homeopath cannot go and perform surgery and all such things, you know, because we work on that emotional level, we work on that mental level. अगर ऐसा होता तो when we study allopathy, when we study medicine, MBBS, there would not be another subject called psychology, you know. So there are limitations and साइड इफेक्ट्स, आई वोंट से साइड इफेक्ट्स, एडवांटेजेस एंड डिसएडवांटेजेस हर पैथी का होता है. सो स्लो काम कर रही है या बहुत धीरे काम कर रही है, आई एम नॉट इन फेवर ऑफ दैट.
Okay, so there's a last comment that says allopathy is a traditional way to treat. That's what you mean.
सॉरी.
So the person says, so basically allopathy is the traditional way to treat. Is it true, in your opinion?
It depends that how you think. Many times person prefer only homeopathy because no side effects, प्लस हमें मीठी गोली अच्छी लगती है, प्लस इट ट्रीट आवर रूट कॉज. हम जाते हैं, दे टॉक टू अस, दे नो व्हाट वी आर. एक्चुअली एक्चुअली व्हाट आई से इज कि हमें पता होता है कि इंसान कैसा है. ठीक है, उसका आगे का पीछे का सब हमें हिस्ट्री पता होती है. सो एलोपैथी इज अ ट्रेडिशनल वे ऑफ मेडिसिन और दिस इज नॉट द ट्रेडिशनल वे ऑफ मेडिसिन. आई डोंट थिंक सो. इट्स अ पर्सन चॉइस. वी कैन नॉट थोपो, यू नो, यो कि ये ही चलो, ये ही लेना पड़ेगा. सो आई डोंट थिंक सो. इट्स अ
In my
पर्सन टू पर्सन.
opinion, I would say allopathy is more of a modern medicine because there are still new medicines that are coming in, whereas homeopathy is more traditional because I think
इट इज
the
अ
herbs
होलिस्टिक.
and whatever yeah, and those are there existing since years and they're still being practiced. But both has their traditional setbacks as well as futuristic new things that are coming in. So we cannot put any pathy into the term traditional. Both has its own roots as well as a modern touch to it. So I think it was great having you here.
थैंक यू.
And that was very insightful for me as well as I'm sure for the audience. And we can keep the question answer round open on the group for a few more hours, I think. And the audience say so well explained, Dr. Fatima. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you. And just I would like to say that, you know, don't be stagnant in your life because stagnant is death. Just flow, forgive and forget. Because इमोशनल बैगेज को लेके चलोगे ना तो डेफिनेटली यू विल फील फिजिकली ड्रेन्ड आउट. यू विल फील वन ऑन द अनदर डे, यू विल फील फिजिकली, यार अब बस बहुत हो गया, exhaustion you will feel. So don't carry emotions, and just let it go, just flow with your emotions, just forgive and forget. This is what I can say. If you want to be fit, because health is not physically be fit and fine, it is emotionally fit and fine, mentally fit and fine, and it will happen only when you will let your emotions flow off.
Yeah, I just saw a short, a reel yesterday, which was by Priyanka Chopra. She said that I do not like to sit in shit. That's basically she doesn't like to have, some
Grudges.
issues around it.
Yes.
And whatever is the
Don't
issue,
carry
just
grudges.
go sort it out. And I think that let's close our session with that closing point. Important to share your emotions and talk and do not sit in the shit. But thank you so much. It was great having you here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, chalo. Bye bye.
Bye bye.